Executive Director Josh Hardy, and we're doing a countdown of 2021's most viewed ConcordTV video views on YouTube. So there's all kinds of different videos, event coverage, meetings, sporting events. Can you guess what the number one most viewed video in 2021 was? Well, stick around. We're going to find out in just a little bit. This next one, we're going to be sticking with the school district theme. We get a lot of views for Concord School District videos because lots of parents, kids that want to see these things. We teamed up with the music department to record their spring concert. And it really demonstrates it's a fantastic music program. I feel like not as many people would watch if they weren't as talented, if they didn't practice as much as they do. And our part is easy. We just show up and record. The spring concert actually was recorded very well, though. We had a couple staffers and I believe an intern who I could be wrong, but I think one of our interns helped with this as well. So it's well recorded. The acoustics are good on it. It was just really professionally done all around. And we ended up with over 340 views on that, which is pretty good. And we'll just check out a couple highlights from that next. Another very popular video was something where we actually got to go out and explore some of the beautiful trails that we have here in Concord. And thanks to a grant from the Tufts Momentum Fund, we were able to create a series of videos called the Let's Go series. And one of the most viewed videos we had as part of this series was when we went and explored a segment of the Concord Sunapee rail trail, which actually goes from a part of Pennacook and extends over about a 2.5 mile stretch. It's a beautiful trail. Tim Blagden gave us sort of a tour of some of the different notable areas. The barn at Bull Meadow participated because they're along the stretch of that trail. And all in all, we had about 600 views on that video. And that's the kind of video that even as we go through into the next year, I bet that video is going to keep on racking up views. So we'll take a look at some of those, the highlights from that video.
I want to thank you all for coming today to check out the Concord Lake Sunapee Rail Trail here. We're at 25 Fisherville Road, which is just north up Route 3 in Concord from where Sewell's Falls Road splits off, a little bit south of Sylvester Street. For those of you that navigate by ice cream stops, we're just south of Freaky's. Because one of our taglines is ice cream every 45 minutes on this trail when we get it built. So We've got a little parking area here, holds 7 cars right at 25 Fisherville Road if you're looking up the address to drive here. And this is a 2.5-mile section of trail that's in various stages of completion. So it came about when 2 private landowners gave us permission to go over their land, including the farmer who gave us the space for the parking as well as the trail, and the city of Concord. And this 2.5-mile piece is going to be part of our overall vision, which is a 34-mile trail going from Pierce Manse down at Horseshoe Pond in Concord all the way up to Newberry Harbor in Newberry, through Contoocook, Warner, Bradford, a little bit of Sutton, and into Newberry. I'm standing next to this contraption. I'm standing next to is a bicycle fix station. So it's got a bike pump that works with both types of tires that bikes can have, and then all the tools you need to do basic bike repair. Hang your bike here. If you don't know how to do those repairs and you have a smartphone, you can scan that QR code and it will take you to a website that talks about how to do all sorts of basic bike repair, raise and lower the seats, fix your brakes, tune a derailleur, what have you. And you'll see a lot more of these around the city of Concord throughout this summer of 2021. We were able, another group, Central New Hampshire Bike Coalition, got funding to have 11 more of these go around. So they're going to be all over the city at strategic spots. So our goal is to be ADA compatible the whole time. This stone dust mixture you see here is a 3/8 minus, which means that the biggest stone should be 3/8 of an inch or less in the mix. So it's easy to roll yourself along in a wheelchair, push a stroller, ride a bike. So it's flat and stable. Good surface for walking. I've had my mom, who's 90, out on it with her walker, and she's managed no problem. And also been out with friends who use electric personal mobility devices, an electric wheelchair. And I was on a bike and I was working hard to keep up. It was a great ride. And we also pay attention to the sight lines, because people feel more comfortable on a trail where they don't feel like something's going to surprise them from the side. We are happy to work with the snowmobile clubs if the landowner wants it. So first of all, it's a separate question for the landowner. And the second consideration is, can we get the machines on the property at one end and off at the other end? So on this trail, like right here, for example, it is open to snowmobiling. Other sections are not, but the piece we have in Contoocook is open to snowmobiling. So we cast as inclusive a net as possible. We do not allow motorized wheeled vehicles, so no OHRV, no dirt bikes, and that's because of the weight of the machines and the torque of the wheels. They'll rip up the surface, so it would destroy it for everybody else. Since this used to be an old railroad line, we like to pay an homage back to the railroad days, so we go out and get these railroad wheel sets.
Another popular video, and I guess we're going to lump this into a couple different videos, but Concord High School soccer, thanks to a parent who volunteered to record all of the home varsity boys games, those videos that got posted afterwards were extremely popular, some of them getting several hundred views, and those are videos that are going to keep getting views as well. And it's fun to have those in the archives as well, because you can look back years from now and say, hey, remember that goal that I scored? And what's nice is that Emmett helped with not only editing the games, but coming up with the time codes for different Concord goals scored. So if someone knows that they scored a goal in a game against Salem, for instance, that they could basically within a couple clicks find it in the YouTube video. So very popular videos. We had a couple that were amongst our most viewed of 2021, which is great.
AJ now is in the right spot. Alejo, sees Jock but can't send it through. Another one, Salem in the way of those passes, but Alejo is right at the top of the box. He's going to maybe play that back to Jock a little bit. Jock tries to back heel. Samir. Oh, Samir sneaks that one in the near post. You put the ball on frame and good things happen. So what a great play there. It looked like Alejo a couple times, couldn't quite find the pass. Hit Jock, Jock back to Alejo. I think either Alejo or Jock had that little back heel, and Samir with the finish. Concord throwing. Ben, nice throw to Alejo. Alejo with a good trap. Jock, I might win this one. Jock wins this battle. Oh, what a move by Jock. Oh, that's...
This next video falls in sort of community events, things that are happening. And this was downtown. A group of community members, they gathered right by the State House to raise awareness of a crisis happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's a very delicate subject. I think our team did a great job of recording and editing it together to present sort of what the event was about, what the people were saying as part of this community peace protest. As I've said multiple times, this is a video that I'm sure will continue to gather views over the years. Just in 2021, it has about 1,200 views and continuing to go up. So we'll take a look at a few of those program highlights as well.
From Banyamulenge community. Banyamulenge, we are Congolese. We are in Mahoro Peace Organization. So the Banyamulenge who is here, we are in that organization, which I am among the founder. So we are here just to advocate for our people back home who are suffering. As we are here, most of us, we are a citizen of this country. So that's and most of us lived here in New Hampshire. We have a problem of, there is a war is going on right now. I can call that is a genocide, because it's happened for many years, but nothing have changed. The Congolese government does not do anything about it. We are the killer for our tribes are the militias called Mai Mai and Red Itabara.
Peace. We need peace. We need justice. We need justice. We need justice. We need justice. We need peace. We need peace.
Video falls in the event coverage category. We helped live stream the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness talent show at the Bank of New Hampshire stage. A lot of really talented groups. I think there was a guy who was playing multiple instruments all by himself, and just a great representation of various types of talent that people in the area demonstrate. And the fundraiser was for a really, really good cause as well. That video has over 450 views, and that's a fun one for us to keep in our archives as well.
In the sky that I won't fly for you. No amount of tears in my eyes that I won't cry for you. Oh no, with every breath that I take, I want you to share that air with me. There's no promise that I won't keep. I climb a mountain that's none too steep. When it comes to you, there's no crime. Let's take both of our souls and intertwine. When it comes to you, don't be blind. Watch me speak from my heart. When it comes to you, comes to you. Want you to share that. Cupid in a lie
Without mentioning the Concord Christmas Parade, which happens on the Heights. We had 2 staffers recording kind of in the performance area of the parade. So you end up seeing the Concord High School Band, you end up seeing the Multicultural Festival people, Santa, all kinds of different groups that came through and performed and marched through. It's festive. It seemed like a lot of people were there in person, but we've had about, I think, 800 views or so of the Christmas parade. So there's definitely a demand for it, people wanting to see it, because we recorded from beginning to end, which if it wasn't for Concord TV, people wouldn't be able to recreate that. So it's a service we're glad to be able to provide and look forward to doing it in other years as well. So let's take a look at a couple highlights from the Concord Christmas Parade.
Who every year sponsors the Concord High School Band. And with all charities in the city, we all help each other, because without each other, none of us would be able to do anything. And we thank them very much. Let's hear it for the Concord High Marching Band, everybody.
That's okay, they probably don't know you either.
That's right. Welcome to Concord Northeast Baseball and Softball League for everybody who loves baseball and softball.
Merry Christmas, everybody! Oh, let the holidays begin! Oh my goodness, and a beautiful day and all these smiling faces. You look great, everybody. Oh my goodness.
That's a nice float you have there, Santa.
That's nice, yes. It is, it's handy, it's fast. You can't put a lot of gifts in it, but it moves. Alrighty.
All right, guys, want to thank you all once again for coming out to the parade. Don't forget, coming up this Friday, Brian, what time does the tree lighting start?
4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Santa Claus will return again about 5:35. Fireworks at 6.
This next one means a lot to us as well because it is a performance that we recorded in collaboration with the Walker Lecture Series, and this particular one in collaboration with the Hatbox Theater, which is up on the Heights in the mall building. And for health and safety reasons, the Walker Lecture Series was not holding shows in the Concord City Auditorium like they've been doing for many decades. They came to us and said, is it possible we could record these, post them on public access so that people could watch from home for free, like the mission of their organization to provide these free concerts. And to us, it was a no-brainer. And so Jeff Warner was this particular video, which has gathered over 600 views and climbing. So we're going to show you some highlights. He's a really unique and entertaining musician and storyteller. And the lighting was great at Hatbox. The audio came out really good. And the partnership we have with Walker Lecture Series is very important to the mission and the services that ConcordTV provides. So hope you enjoy this little highlight clip of Jeff Warner's show.
The program is called Banjos, Bones, and Ballads, mostly because it's alliterative, but it also gives me a chance to approach this topic that I love so much, which is old-time music passed down by word of mouth for generation after generation that kind of belongs to all of us. We're doing the banjo part right up front. And ballads. Somehow along the way, the term ballad came to mean a slow love song. But in fact, old-time ballads are story songs, songs that are stories that got passed down. A lot of the ones that came to us came from Ireland and Scotland and England, and then settled in, well, we're everywhere over here, but they lasted in places where there was isolation, like the southern mountains of the Appalachians. Like this one. A guy named Cecil Sharp was an Englishman who collected, back at the turn of the century, collected what he thought of as peasant songs. He was looking for English rural songs that had come from their own culture. I think one of the main reasons he was doing that is because German music had sort of was over everything and influenced all the classical music, and he wanted to find a traditional English music that he could teach in schools and get people to realize what fine British tunes there were. And he was over here in America teaching dance for a woman in Boston, and somebody showed him a sheaf of songs that she had collected in the southern mountains. This was about 1913. And Cecil Sharp said, "These are great, these are wonderful songs," and he traveled by mule back through Tennessee and North Carolina and Virginia in the mountains looking for these old songs, and then came out with the single largest collection of American folk songs that has been published. Cecil Sharp found this song, Gypsum Davy, Rattle to my Gypsum, Gypsum Davy, Blackjack Davy, it's known a lot of places, a lot of different kinds of versions. Rattle to my gypsum, gypsum, rattle to my gypsum Davy. A clear, true story. Gypsum Davy come over the hill, singing so loud and haily, made the greenwoods round and rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Rattle to my gypsum, gypsum, rattle to my gypsum Davy. Come go with me, my pretty fair maid, come go with me, my honey. Take you across the deep blue sea where you never shall want for money. Rattle to my gypsum, gypsum, rattle to my gypsum Davy. She took off her high-heeled shoes made of Spanish leather. She put on her low-heeled shoes and they rode off together. Rattle to my gypsum, gypsum, rattle to my gypsum Davy. Late that night when my lord come home, inquiring for his lady, servants all did make reply, she's gone with the gypsum Davy. Rattle to my gypsum, gypsum, rattle to my gypsum Davy. Cut for me my coal black steed.
So going back to sports for a moment, 2021, last winter, had for the first time ever live streaming of basketball games, thanks to a couple of our staff, thanks to a volunteer, Concord High School senior Nick, who is now off to college this year. But the varsity boys basketball games were extremely popular on live stream. There's a particular game versus Trinity that had over 800 views. So we're going to take a look at some of those highlights. And again, just worth mentioning that this was a completely brand new initiative to live stream the basketball games. And it's something that we are attempting to recreate this year. It just takes a lot of staff and technology to do it consistently. But for last winter, it went really, really well, especially when not as many parents could be in the gym for health and safety reasons. So let's take a look.
Maybe A kicked ball, it looks like. As Concord and Trinity got a bit tangled up there. Both of these teams playing to keep their season alive, as Trinity will shoot a 3 that won't go, and Concord will have a pass a bit like Trinity, and that'll result in an and-one opportunity for Anthony Brock. So all of a sudden, this 5-point deficit could become 2. Concord coming out with a much better start than they did in their previous home game against Trinity. Won't get it, but Ivan Yen will get the rebound. And Concord is going to set up here. Backdoor pass to Nate Bengtson. Won't go. Fighting for the rebound. And that'll be a jump ball. A good effort by Chris Burke. The possession arrow is with Concord, so Concord will get the ball right back. Concord trying to find the open man. Ivan Yen in the corner, won't go. So Trinity will race up the court, and Concord getting back quickly on defense. They know what Trinity can do with their speed, and that 3 will go. 11-5, Trinity, as we've got 4 minutes left in this first quarter, although it's playing like there's under a minute. This is certainly a playoff game, and that's a good layup for Anthony Brock. Uses those long legs of his to get in. Trinity forcing it to slow down. 3 won't go, and that'll be a jump ball. As Concord and Trinity fight for the rebound, this is an aggressive game. You can tell the difference between the regular season and the playoffs. The possession arrow was with Trinity, so they'll keep the ball, as they'll have some substitutions here. Concord hasn't subbed anyone out yet. And Trinity might have been expecting to get a bigger lead against Concord here, as they had in their past few games, but Concord doing a good job of sticking with them. Trinity will shoot, but it won't go. Anthony Brock falls hard, but gets the rebound and the foul. He had a good job fighting for that rebound, and he'll feel that one after the game. So Gume Mbata-Boro brings the ball up. Trinity will get in the passing lane, but won't do them any good. Ivan Yen inbounds to Gume Mbata-Boro, and Chris Burke is at the top of the key now. Anthony Brock passes into Ivan Yen. We'll get the ball stripped, and Trinity is speeding up the court now. That might have been a travel. Tough to see from where I'm sitting, but Concord ends up with the ball. Concord doing a good job on their defensive possessions. They just need to get their shots falling. Gume Mbata-Boro drives, won't go. Tough lay in there as Concord quickly gets back. Trinity finds their man in the corner. He'll shoot as he's left wide open. That 3 is good. 14-7 now. Concord needs to stick with them here in this first quarter. This game might come down to which team has the legs. seeing as how quick and aggressive this team is playing, both teams are playing right now. Chris Burke, baseline, will find Nate Bankson, and that's 2 for Concord. Trinity now with the ball. Concord yet to make a substitution. Moving the ball around, looking for the open man, and they'll shoot a 3, won't go. And Concord's got the rebound. They're moving quickly. Anthony Brock with a 3, won't go. Nate Bankson fighting for a rebound. Ref will say over the back. Concord looking to make some substitutes.
So we're actually combining 2 videos here that were live streamed in the Concord High School gym. It was the Underclassmen Awards and the Senior Awards that were given out at the end of the spring school year. Very highly viewed because I think parents weren't able to come into the event. They were tuned in on YouTube. And both videos ended up, I think, somewhere around 1,100 views, give or take a little bit. So that was a very, very popular couple of videos from the spring of 2021.
So to start the presentation of awards, I'm going to invite up Mr. Tim Herbert, Assistant Principal for Commons D, for the presentation of book awards for members of our junior class.
Thank you. This time I'd like to ask Mr. Assistant Principal Jim Corkum to assist me with handing out the book awards. So the book awards are given by an institution of higher education to acknowledge students that have performed consistently at a high level. Each of the students today being recognized has pushed themselves to complete a rigorous course of studies while excelling in their civic duties. The first book award I'd like to present is the Assumption College Book Award. It is given to a female and male student in recognition of their exceptional work in and out of the classroom. They are a member of the National Honor Society and are actively involved in the school community. This year's Assumption Book Awards go to both Laura Houle and Dan O'Brien. The Brandeis Book Award for Social Action and Civic Engagement is given to a student in recognition of their commitment to the civic engagement and community service, political activism, social justice, or volunteer work. The 2021 Brandeis Book Award for Social Action and Civic Engagement goes to Catherine Martell. The Bryn Mawr College President's Book Award is given to a young woman who embodies the core characteristics of a Bryn Mawr woman. She exhibits an intense intellectual commitment, has self-directed and purposeful vision for her life, and has a desire to make a meaningful contribution to the world. The 2021 Bryn Mawr College President's Book Award goes to Evelyn Dugan.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anna Marie Di Pasquale, and I, along with Mrs. Lisa Lamb, have the privilege of being the co-advisors for the National Honor Society. Mrs. Lamb is assisting with the after-ceremony surprise for the seniors and cannot be with us to distribute the tassels to this year's seniors, but I have Katie Martell, the new incoming National Honor Society president, to help me. The NHS blue and gold tassels given today to be worn on your graduation cap represent your commitment to the 4 pillars of NHS: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. It may seem like getting accepted into the National Honor Society was the easy part. Having to fulfill the obligations and commitments takes tenacity, determination, and grit in the best of times. Throw in a pandemic, and you understand the meaning of integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing when no one is watching. You, NHS class of 2021, are the definition of integrity. When I call your name, please come to the table to receive your tassel. Akriti Bhattarai. Aiden Gleason. Alexis Flynn. Alice Richards. Eaton Tarbell. Brennan Gurney, who picked his up this morning. Macy Anderson. Niyata Nepal. Ahmed Ishmael. Aiden Boucher. Alex Forward.
And just like in 2020, the most viewed video on Concord TV's YouTube channel in the year 2021, drumroll please, goes to the Concord High School graduation. Now, it didn't have as many views in 2020 or in 2021 as last year, but it still had over 3,000 views, and I've seen that number continue to go up. What that means is immediate family, extended family, friends who want to see, especially see the when a graduate goes across the stage. We got really good shots of everybody going across the ramp, getting their diploma, posing for pictures. That is a priceless memory. And so the added bonus being that in the last 2 years, we've been live streaming from Memorial Field, the graduation. Previously, we would record and then upload the video after. And the video would probably get 1,000 views, 800 views, something like that. But the fact that it's live, it's available that day, for our analytics, it just goes crazy.
Felt like an eternity, their little heads finally popped out, and they seemed clueless, but they were finally exposed to the world, or at least the comfort of their incubated homes. As a class, our main goal was to make sure that these ducks survived, that they made it to tomorrow and the day after that, until they were able to be released back into the wild, which at that time was our beloved Whites Park. As they grew up, we saw them learn how to live in an environment that was built solely to keep them safe. For some reason, my mind has drawn a parallel to these birds departing their home in Miss Harrison's classroom and to us leaving Concord High School. We made it to this day, and just like those ducks, we've acquired some essential survival skills, even within our sheltered community. We have classmates on the track and cross-country teams who can run decently fast to escape any dangers, and Zeke has some cool Heelys to give him an extra edge on a speedy getaway. Yeah, that deserves a round of applause. The movie chat hosts have developed some serious debate skills that can allow them to worm their way through some tough situations. Some of us can drive, and others even mastered the art of parallel parking, and Ms. Vashaw's class prepared for the realities of feeding themselves. To be honest, we have gone above and beyond in the survival department. Evacuating during a real-life trash can fire and surviving a global pandemic are nothing short of miraculous. But after our ducklings grew up, we had new hopes for them outside of making it to tomorrow. We wanted them to succeed, to fly. Just like many of the adults here who want the same for us. We have been served the line, "We are the future," and I'm sure we will hear it again today. But how do we get to the point where we transform into someone who is going to do more than just survive, who is going to succeed? Although we have amazing intellectuals, artists, and athletes, I don't think that's what we bring to the table when it comes to shaping the future. The most unique thing I have noticed in our grade is a sense of authentic curiosity. A desire to learn about what we don't know, to submerge ourselves in uncomfortable situations, to mess up and to get better. A consistent cycle of trial and error, a string of adaptations that has led to constant growth and progress. I believe this, inherently, will bring forward our so-called better future. Our brains are like those ducklings right now, open to making so many amazing connections and grandiose mistakes. We have been given every tool we need to survive. But in order to do more, in order to fly, we have to embrace the unknown and allow for failure. Because in 10 years, I'd rather remember you as a person who let themselves be a duckling. As was said by Shel Silverstein, draw a crazy picture, write a nutty poem, sing a mumble-gumble song, whistle through your comb, do a loony-goony dance, cross the kitchen floor, put something silly in the world that ain't been there before. I believe that honoring these words will create a group of people who can carve out lives filled with success, because we won't have just survived, we will have lived. Be stupid, but cautious. Be clumsy, but resilient. And be nervous, but excited. So all I have left to say is, good luck, class of 2021. It'll be one hell of a wave to ride. Okay, so if you would all stand right now and join me as we start to bring this ceremony to a close. Grab hold of your tassel and move it to the other side. This chapter of our lives is officially closed. 1, 2, 3!
In a calendar year, we get about 60,000 views. We gained about 350 to 400 subscribers, and many thousands of video minutes being watched, yourself included. So thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't had a chance to. Those numbers, the more subscribers, the more views, it shows that the community appreciates what we're doing. It shows that we're on the right track. If there's videos that don't get a lot of views, we kind of look at it and figure out, should we reinvest our resources somewhere else? Can we promote these videos better? So your active participation helps us figure out how to best serve the community. So with that, I would like to thank all of you for your support throughout 2021, and we look forward to seeing you back here again next year. So Happy New Year, and thanks for watching.